This is me just after my 40th birthday, the day I decided that I needed to completely reboot my life to fix my health. This is me today. Here's how I accomplished that goal over the last year and a half. 18 months ago, I was the unhealthiest I've ever been in my entire life. Now, nothing was seriously wrong with me. It's not like I was on the cusp of death or anything. I was basically just a typical dad bod, skinny fat 40-year-old. My blood pressure was constantly at the top end of the pre-hypertension phase. My cholesterol was high. I was tired all the time. There was no limit to the amount of sleep I could get, but it never seemed to help. 100% of my daily energy came out of a can. Typically 2 16-ounce monsters a day, just so I could function. First thing in the morning, and then again in the early afternoon. I spent my teenage years like most teenagers, assuming I was indestructible, with absolutely zero care for what went into my body. I did the same thing in my 20s, except it was worse because my lifestyle was destructive. I spent my college years grinding away at an MMORPG to become one of the top players in the game, 8 to 10 hours a day, for 3 years. I forfeit sleep and essentially any physical movement to achieve that goal. I spent the next 10 years after that, nose to the grindstone, building multiple businesses, while also working full-time, regular jobs. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I was literally working 90-hour work weeks. I'd work a full-time job, 9 to 5 every day, and then go to my LAN gaming center and work till 1 a.m. 7 days a week. The back half of my 30s, thankfully, was much less working, nowhere near the sheer insanity of 90-hour weeks, but I was still burning the candle at both ends. Working normal hours, running a very successful business, but also raising 3 kids with my wife, still sacrificing sleep every single day, still eating straight up garbage and existing off of Monster Energy. Then I turned 40 and something happened. I don't know if it was the fear of starting a new decade of life with a 4 in it, seeing multiple members of my family have their health slowly fall apart, leading to them having downright awful quality of life, or in several cases, passing away after suffering for a long time. Maybe it was a combination of both. Whatever it was, a switch in me flipped, permanently. I gave up Monster, all caffeine, cold turkey one morning. I started working out every day last January. Unfortunately, at this point, I still didn't understand proper nutrition. I was just proud of myself for eating better and quitting energy drinks. During that time, my cardio improved a lot, and I felt amazing. But I wasn't getting stronger, and my energy levels weren't at what I expected them to be. Although I still had more energy than I used to. I lost 20 pounds, but I wasn't putting on any muscle. So that continued for about 9 months. But then I made the decision to hire a personal trainer. And from that point on, everything clicked. I learned proper nutrition, started getting proper protein intake, I tracked my macros, dramatically improved my weight training regimen, and have essentially turned my life into a data-driven, science-based health nut. I track every possible metric about my body on a constant basis. Over the last 18 months, every single biomarker that can be tracked, whether it's something simple through my Fitbit like heart rate or sleep quality, or from a blood test like cholesterol, etc., have all dramatically improved. I'd say I have the energy levels of a 20-year-old, but to be quite frank, I have wildly more amounts of energy than I did at 20, and none of that comes from a can. I weigh just shy of what I weighed last January, but here's the kicker. My body fat percentage is a full 10% less. Last January, I was at 21% body fat. Today, weighing essentially the same, I'm at 11% body fat. The amount of fat that I have shed and replaced with lean muscle is just absolutely crazy. Oh, and if you couldn't tell from the clips in the video, my new favorite hobby is parkour. I'm completely and utterly obsessed with it. I learned to flip at 41 years old. How crazy is that? You know, life is what you make of it. And at 41 years old, my body feels like it's just getting started.